Many of the teachers bring Ezekiel 38 together with Psalms 83 war. You don't believe they're the same war, do you?
Well,
do you?
Since Psalm 83 was put on the radar by these books and things like that, people have tried to look at it, and many of them had been really just primarily focused on Ezekiel 38. So they tried to figure out how could there be another war that was overlooked. So they've tried to merge it, but it's a very clumsy fit for various reasons. They're separate wars, separate participants. Psalm 83 involves people that share common borders with Israel. I call them an inner circle. Ezekiel 38 I call an outer ring. They deal with countries that don't share common borders with Israel, that have never been Israel's enemies throughout time, except perhaps when Iran had some problems during the time of Esther. But they've really never come against Israel. The general consensus of who they would be in Ezekiel 38, we've already laid out who Psalm 83 participants are.
Yeah.
Some people believe that Magog is Russia. Some people say Turkey. I lean toward the Russia. Turkey's involved under Meshech and Tubal. You've got Iran under Persia. And then you've got probably some of the breakaway republics of the southern steppes of Russia during the Soviet Union. You've got parts of northern Africa and parts of eastern Africa. So none of them share common borders. But they will come against Israel for a different reason. They come against Israel for plunder and booty, not to take for themselves the pastures of God. They are destroyed differently too. God stops them, not the Israeli Defense Forces. So you got different things going on through fire, brimstone. And that event is very significant. There's 52 verses in Ezekiel 38 and 39. And God made that, I think, spelled that out with such specificity. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to read Ezekiel 38 and 39 and come away with some important information. There are so many details in that prophecy. And I believe God wanted it to be so, because that is the event that we are marching toward. We're not quite there yet, for various reasons I can tell you. That is the event where God is going to put the world on official notice that he's the holy God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Folks, that's where we're going.
Okay,
This event is going to happen.
Give me the timeline then between Psalms 83, Ezekiel 38. Could you kind of put them in a timeline? What comes first?
Absolutely.
How does it come together? And what is the time? How long should we wait, or what's going on?
Okay, and I want to do it with some real lifetime imaging here.
Okay.
I believe that where we are, mankind is right now on God's prophetic timeline, are between two marquee events. One of them we talked about was the rebirth of the nation Israel in 1948.
Yes.
The other one is when God puts the world on notice that he's God. It says in Ezekiel 39:7, I will uphold my holy name in the midst of my people Israel. They shall not profane it anymore, and the nation shall know I'm the Lord. He's going to let the world know he's the covenant-keeping God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. After he defeats this most massive, formidable armed Mideast invasion with Russia, Iran, Turkey, etc. And he's going to stand up, and he's going to be able to say, I'm the holy God that you need to put your faith in. Yeah. We are racing towards that. So if we had a yardstick here, and 1948 represented on the 36 inches the rebirth of Israel, and we started moving our marker all the way up to about 30 to 32 inches or so, 67 years fits in that gap since Israel became a nation. I believe at this point we are just 3 or 4 inches, if you will, how you want to equate that in time, not very far from God putting the world on official notice, that things are converging. The issue with that is, although we're getting that close to Ezekiel 38 and 39, several things have to happen before that can even happen, because the Israel described in that prophecy is very specific. It is an Israel that's dwelling securely. I ask your viewers, is Israel dwelling securely right now? No, they are not. It says they are dwelling without walls, bars, nor gates, and they're very wealthy because Russia's coming after plunder and booty. Israel, the Middle East is the most fenced-in and fortified region in the world. Israel is the most fenced-in and fortified nation inside the Middle East. They are building walls all around. They've got a 403-mile wall that separates Palestinian terrorism out of Israel proper, called the Partition Wall. They've got a wall up around Lebanon that they built to try to keep Hezbollah out. They've got a wall built down around the Sinai for the terrorists down there. They're building a wall that goes around now to help Jordan to keep terrorism out. They're very concerned about ISIS moving in. So they're not dwelling securely, and Psalm 83 has to happen really before they can dwell securely, because their Arab nemesis around them are not going to support Israel.